Hello, welcome to Central Florida. Salute YouTube. I'm here in the plantation of Leesburg at the softball field, but I'm not playing. But I have the privilege of having an Air Force veteran with me. Dan, how do you say your last name again?
Lyall.
Dan Lyall, who has a passion for softball, has a passion for veterans. But we want to know a little bit about Dan. Dan, where are you from originally?
I'm originally from the only county east of Mississippi that had no 4-lane highways and no traffic lights. Way up the top of the Appalachians on the Kentucky-Virginia-West Virginia border.
Wow. Wow.
That surprised you, didn't it?
Yeah. You got out of high school, right? And then did you join the service? You get drafted, or you must have joined, right?
No, I did 1 year of college. I was recruited to play football and learned how bad I really was. And then I joined the military after that 1 year of college. I joined the Air Force.
And you went to basic in Lackland, I'm assuming.
Yes. And
then you filled out your dream sheet.
Yes.
Yeah, and you didn't get what you wanted.
Nope.
Nobody ever does. But so running it by me, where did you go, and what career field were you in?
Well, I was selected to be an air traffic controller. So we did our initial training, and then my first assignment was at Moody Air Force Base here in Georgia. And then I opted for additional training, which was utilized for when I went to Vietnam in 1969.
So you went from the towers to the jungle.
Yes.
Yeah, that's quite the change, isn't it?
Just a little bit.
Yeah. So how long were you in Vietnam? A year?
No, I was there 29 months.
Wow, that's a long time. That's did they automatically renew you, or did you volunteer for a second tour?
In what we were doing, they were paying us to stay over for extra tours.
Oh, okay.
So tax-free money was nice.
Yeah, the overseas pay. Yeah, in fact, when I went overseas, I got the overseas pay for 3 months when I was there the first time. I went back to the States. They kept paying me. Then I went back over again, and they found out I owed them money, and I got a paycheck for $1.
Yeah.
I have that paycheck hanging in my room. You know, that was a whole month's pay for $1.
Yeah.
So basically, you were out calling in strikes and that kind of thing, or I know you don't want to talk too much about it.
It was a lot of stuff like that.
Yeah.
It was. I was supporting the special forces groups.
You know, I did a show one time with a group of singers called Homeland, and I was the MC for the event. It was down at the Carriage Museum down by Lady Lake. Mm-hmm. And they said, you're going to introduce these guys. Well, they're all veterans. 4 of them are all veterans. And one of them was a Marine who was about twice my size. So they said, well, were you in the service, Bob? I said, yeah, I was in the Air Force. So this guy gets up and he starts walking to me. And I'm going, my God, what did I do? He gave me the biggest hug. He says, you know, we were in the jungle. He says, and we were getting overrun. And we were calling for help. We didn't see no Army helicopter. We didn't see no Navy. We saw somebody from the Air Force come in. They blew the hell out of everything, and that's why I'm alive today. So you're probably one of them guys that called in and said, hey, send somebody over there.
The F-4s were our friends.
Yeah. But so you did quite a few months over there, and I know you said there's some things you don't want to talk about because there's certain people that didn't know that a loved one was lost for a long time.
Right.
So there's a lot of emotions going on. But what I like about you when I heard about you is what you're doing here on this field. That's kind of like a field of dreams, isn't it?
It is in a way.
Yeah. And you decided you wanted to do something for our veterans. So give me a little overview as how this whole thing started, and some of the charities you've donated to?
Well, 5.5 years ago, I was talking. I was playing softball 4 days a week, and communicating with a lot of veterans. And I started thinking about it, that veterans all have a common lingo, a common heritage, a common tradition that a lot of the people don't feel and understand.
It's that brotherhood.
And I thought, well, why don't I just have a veterans softball event? So we put it together for the first year, and the first year that we had it, I had 24 veterans show up, and it was basically here in Arlington Ridge and Hawthorne. Well, word of mouth spread rapidly. The next year, I think I had like 40-some veterans, and the third year, I was seeing commercial people seeing it and donating the money to help it out. So we had like 70 some odd veterans the third year, and that was the first year that I had money to donate to a charity. And our charity that year was the DAV in Lady Lake. They just purchased the brand new 11-passenger van that transport veterans and their families back and forth to Gainesville. And I think I gave them $2,500 that year. The next year we had about 78 veterans, and we started getting veterans from Ocala, and that's not next door to here.
No, that's a bit of a ride, yeah.
And I had looked into it, and I chose Tunnels to Towers, which at the time they were rehabbing hotels for homeless veterans, turning them into small apartments. And I think I gave them $2,800. And then last year we had almost 80 veterans from Ocala to Claremont, which is about a 70-mile range, I guess, or more.
Word gets out.
And I had been able to raised $3,500 that I donated to Honor Flight this year. And I also was able to give $350 to our local memorial park here in the plantation. So it's been rewarding to see the veterans come together and do their thing, and it's also been rewarding to be able to help veterans charities. And I always pick a veterans charity when I started this. I said it would only be a charity that helped veterans.
Well, I came down, and I do have a little bit of footage with some of the ball players playing, and you had some with the ceremony here. So we have some video we're going to show. We're going to put into this show. But I'm very impressed, and I stole the shirt.
I noticed that, but I won't blame you. I won't crucify you for it.
I couldn't play ball, but I said, well, at least I'm going to go get a shirt. So I got a shirt. But it says Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, Navy, everything, Coast Guard, and that's what we're all about in Central Florida. Salute you too. We're all about veterans and veterans causes, and we help promote a lot of like Ashley's House and homeless veterans and all that stuff. We don't just do interviews with veterans.
Right.
It's we're a not-for-profit. If anybody out there wants to donate, we're ready. But yeah, and I saw something in the paper about you and about what you were doing, and I said I got to come out and do a show with you. You know, now. You just had one. Now you're going to start up and organizing for next year? Or?
I usually start around May for our event, which is always the Thursday before Veterans Day each year. That's when the actual event is. But it starts around May, planning and starting to talk to people and start working on the collection process.
Okay, and I noticed on the back of my shirt there was JD Golf, sponsors. Have you reached out to the community and gotten help from different organizations and sponsors, businesses?
Yes.
You want to throw a little plug out for them?
Well, the Lake County Eagles have been a sponsor. Our club, a restaurant here in the plantation, Steve's Bar and Grill, has always been a sponsor. And this year, our bingo that is held every Monday was a big contributor.
Hey, Dan, I think we got a flyover.
Could be a bombing run.
Yeah, I hope not. We got a flyover. But go ahead, I'm sorry.
But our bingo took one day, and all the money in excess of what they paid out, they gave so that we could give to Honor Flight. And they were able to give $1,441.
Wow, that's great.
And that was just one day of their profits, and they said every year we'll support you. So I'm very happy with that we have local folks. And I do put a thing in the Plantation Times, and I ask local residents if they would like to contribute. And some years I get a considerable amount, and some years I get less. But the residents help out also here.
Well, it's growing every year.
Yeah.
You know, and I salute you for that. But do you have a committee that helps you out, or you do most of yourself?
Well, I ask people to help me. I probably do 85% of it on my own. But there's times I need help. And this year was a year I needed more help than previous years. I had a few physical problems and a few things going on, but we're getting there.
Yeah, I salute you, you know. And like I said, I came here and I watched some of the game. I wasn't feeling well that day, so I just stole a shirt and left, you know.
That make you feel better?
Yeah, it did. But nice shirt. You see that? Look at that. Anyway, what got you motivated to even do this? You just one day you decided you got to do something?
Like I said, it was just an idea, and I started talking to a number of the veterans, and the more I talked to them, the more they liked the premise of what I was thinking about. So I decided let's put it together and try it.
Yeah, you're a member of the softball organization here?
Yes, I'm vice president of the Plantation Softball Association.
I wish I could play, I really do. But anyway, so we're going to be doing it again next year.
Yes.
And you know, you haven't figured out who you're going to give the money to or anything yet?
I think I've decided to keep it with Honor Flight because Honor Flight's money is local. And I like the idea of local.
Well, I can tell you a couple more locals.
Well, we'll talk.
We'll talk later.
Okay.
You know, because I work with a lot of different charities, you know, like Ashley's House and Project SOS Support Our Soldiers, the scholarships for children of veterans who are at or below the poverty level.
Right.
And they also do a lot with homeless veterans. So,
okay.
But there's a lot, you know, that since I've been doing this now, actually 15 years I've been doing video, but I've been involved with veterans causes for 40 years. I'm a past commander of the Legion, and you name it, past commander of this, that, what have you. And I'm down here, and I gotta be honest, in Florida, it's tremendous the amount of veterans we have, and what they do, like yourself.
Well, and I guess I thought a lot about we moved here from Texas. Now, Texas has a massive amount of veterans also. San Antonio probably has the largest conglomeration of veterans, and I never saw them doing it very much with each other than living. That's why I like this community, and then when we started putting the veterans games together, I like that even better.
Yeah, there are a lot of events going on around here for veterans and raising money. Yeah, like I said, Ashley's House and a whole plethora. Okay. But I want to ask you, how long were you in the Air Force?
Just over 8 years.
Oh, you did 8?
Yes.
Sometimes you go 8, you're going to go 20, right? You didn't decide no?
I decided no.
Yeah. You wanted to get back to West Virginia in the mountains and...
Oh, no. I got out of there as quick as I could. I was working in the coal mines when I was 14 years old. I wanted to get out of there.
Oh, wow.
I wanted nothing to do.
So how did you wind up in Texas?
Oh, I had a company that courted me forever and ever to come down there, and finally offered me a week's vacation to come down and bring my wife, and we went. And it happened to be 16 degrees when we got on the plane in Philadelphia, and it was 69 when we landed in Houston. And the first words out of my wife's mouth was, "I could get used to this." So I knew I had to, I had to move.
The boss said so. Yeah. So what did you do in Texas?
I was a consultant for government agencies down there on toll road systems.
On the what system?
Toll road.
Toll road. Oh,
Yes.
for cars and that?
Yes.
Oh, okay. So you retired from there?
Oh, I'm retired from everything I did. I was.
No, I mean, you know.
Yeah.
How many years? How long were you with them?
Oh, there was different company. I progressed through different levels of starting an organization to being a vice president to becoming a consultant, which all.
So you had a good career.
Which all moved in many different directions and pay levels.
So anyway, you know, when I heard about you and this thing with softball, because I have a passion for softball too. I used to play, but unfortunately I have lumbar spinal stenosis and arthritis in my back, and I can't play. Some days I have a hard time walking.
Yeah.
But I started thinking about the people I've met over the years, and one of them was this fella, which you said you heard of him.
Yes.
Yeah, I got to tell you, this is a king in his court, Eddie Feiner, who I had the pleasure of having lunch with. I met him. I had my grandson got a ball autographed from, and I got a hat autographed, and several books. I have several books autographed. And a lot of people don't know that Eddie Feiner, between 1943 and 44, played on the United States Marines softball team during World War II.
I could believe that.
Yeah.
You know, when you mentioned the name didn't ring a bell instantly, but I instantly knew it as soon as I saw the picture.
He was, you could go on Google, which I went on Google, and there's a whole thing about the king and his court. Later on, his wife was the queen. They had a softball, four-lady softball team. He was a four-man softball team, and he would, for people who don't know, he could strike out people from second base blindfolded.
Yes.
And I just met a friend of yours here that lives here in the plantation. He's coming back, and he told me he hit off at Eddie Feiner.
Yeah.
So I'm dying to learn about that. But you know, when Eddie started out, he had a brigadier general, George Mitchell, and that's a picture of him in there.
Right.
He was his booking agent.
Oh.
Yeah, so he had a lot of connections with the military. And after years, in this article, it mentions Eddie Haddad. Now, Eddie Haddad also was in the Army. He was a dear friend of mine. Eddie became the booking agent in New England area. Okay. So when Eddie came up, he'd call me up and say, "Let's go see him." So I'd take my grandson down there and everything. Excuse me. But I had lunch with him. Great guy, unbelievable athlete. And I just started thinking, geez, you know, we're here in the field of dreams. And, you know, Eddie Haddad was also in the Army. Eddie he had diabetes. They removed both his legs, and I would pick him up, and we'd put a board from the wheelchair to the car, and he'd, boom, and we get in there. But we had some great times, and I remember seeing the king and his court when I was in high school back in the 60s. You know, that's how long he was. I think he died in 2007. He had several strokes and dementia. And I did another show with Dot Richardson. Did you ever hear her?
Yes.
She's a 4-time gold medal winner in the Olympics.
Right.
And we did a program for the Wounded Warriors up in Claremont. They did. I was there filming it. I didn't do it. But she's a wonderful lady, and I see her every once in a blue moon. She used to run the Olympic training camp in Claremont, but she left there to go coach some college, and I don't remember where, but I did remember seeing her at a softball tournament over in Leesburg one time, and she was coaching. But I wanted to personally have you on the show because I wanted to thank you, because this show is about veterans and their stories, but it's also about veterans making a difference. And that's what you're doing, and that's what we need to promote. We need more people like you to say, hey, let's do something. You know?
Well, and that's kind of my philosophy also. Like I said, I don't discuss too much about what went on in Vietnam and a lot of other things.
Well, you're not alone with that. You're not alone.
But my philosophy is, I'd rather be known for what I do than for what I did.
Well, what you did is honorable, my friend. When is the next tournament going to be?
It'll be the Thursday before Veterans Day of 2026.
Okay. Is there if somebody wanted to see something or learn more about you, is there a website or phone number you want to give out, or no?
Yeah, so they can. There is a website. I don't have it at the top of my head because it was just generated for next year's event that people can go on to, and I don't recall another person made it for me.
Well, maybe by the time this airs, you can get it to me, and because we're going to also put a couple pictures of you in uniform there.
Okay.
When you were a young
virile, virile person.
Yeah. Well, thank you for your service to the country, and I thank you for your service to our brothers and sisters in arms and their families.
My pleasure.
It's time to say goodbye, and you're going to look right at that camera right there and follow my lead. Okay. To all our veterans out there, our active military and their families, we salute you for all you do. Till next time. Today I'm at AMVETS Post 2006, a major sponsor of Central Florida Salute, and I want to introduce to you the commander here, Ronnie Mack. Ronnie, tell us a little bit about AMVETS 2006. Where are you located? And
we are at 500 North Canal Street, Leesburg, Florida. It's right off of 441, between 441 and Main Street on Canal. Can't miss us. And we're a veterans organization, along with, we have an auxiliary, and we have sons of veterans that are related some form or another to a veteran. And we do a lot for a lot of charitable donations and stuff to charities in the area and in the county. And we're a major sponsor to Central Florida Salute. We're proud of it. We're glad to be. You guys do a heck of a job, and we'll sponsor you as long as I'm here. We're going to sponsor you. So.
Well, I'll tell you what, we do. Sue and I really appreciate it. We're a two-person operation, and what we try to do with education and supporting our veterans community, and you supporting us is major thing. It's major.
We're glad to do it, Bob. We're glad to do it.
And you have sons here. You have auxiliary here. You've got a website too, if somebody wants to join.
Yep, it's don't punch into www. It's amvets-2006.org, and it'll take you right to our website, Facebook page, and all that's there, and you'll be able to find that. The webmaster, he tries to get the calendar on there every month, anything pertinent. There's a lot of other links on there for veterans to find out where to get help for certain claims and stuff like that. Our webmaster's really into that stuff. That's the guy you ought to be interviewing right there. So,
well, you know what,
he's got
Ronnie?
A lot of stuff.
You have a lot of clout. You tell him to talk to me, and we'll get him on the show. Okay?
I can do that.
All right. But I just want to, on behalf of Sue and myself, we want to thank AMVETS 2006 because you guys are the major players behind us, and we appreciate it.
But we just wish we could do more. We really do.
Thank you.
Thank you. You guys are awesome.